Hey everybody, with the hurricane season coming up, I decided I need to revisit my communication kit. Let's see what I got cooking. So without getting too complicated, we're 400 miles from Boston, but 200 of those miles are Atlantic Ocean. So whenever a hurricane, tropical disturbance comes up the eastern seaboard, we get it. Maybe some of the time, most of the time, but really power outages is pretty much our number one concern in this region right here. So I'm going to look at the emergency communication kit. What I got here in the kit is stuff that you probably already have with you, just putting it together. Brand names, don't worry about it. We're looking at the categories. I have a couple of core items and then a few optional items you want to add to it. As with all these type of videos, put down in the comments what you think I should put in instead, or what you use, so that people can get a better idea what they can use in their situation. So let's take a look at the kit and I'll explain why I use some of these items. So here's the kit. Basically it starts with core item number one, which is our solar panel and battery pack right here. So I'm using the Goal 07. This is a solar panel with a battery pack or power bank. It has all the cables that I need for a USB device. The Guide 10, what's really good about this is that it includes a little LED light too, and of course any possible way for you to get a charge of your communications. Second core item would be a radio. So here I have an Eton FRX2. So what's good about this particular unit here, you have AM, FM, and you got your weather channels. Got your antenna, also has a solar panel, has some lights. Now the great thing about this is not only do you have an internal battery that you can kind of dump power to your cell phone or other USB devices, you also have an input, so you can actually charge this radio or you can use a dynamo. Now it's not the best radio on the market, I'll be quite honest with you there, but it will do the job, especially with the weather frequencies. You can also plug this up to your solar panel to get a trickle charge so that you can get long-term radio coverage to know what is going on. But what I actually use here is just a Sony compact radio. You can get this for about 20 bucks. Takes AA batteries, hence our little battery pack with AA batteries here. This will last about 40 hours, running 24/7. So this is really good AM FM radio. So if you're looking for just a radio, there's a few options here, but this one here is a little bit more flexible in terms of the weather forecast. So the third item would be a smartphone. So 5-7 years ago, maybe a smartphone wouldn't be the item. You would probably have an amateur radio, but really when it comes down to it, smartphone, well, half of you watching this video will be watching this on a smartphone or a tablet. But really with your smartphone is your main form of communication, text, phone, but really Twitter is what you want to take a look at. Basically take 20 minutes and set up a list. Let me set up here, view list. I'll have the link here in my description. I have a list here of basic EMO feeds, and basically it's all the local weather, police, government, road that I'm interested in a couple provinces or states when there's an event coming down. So you don't have to subscribe to all these accounts, but basically when something happens, you can basically flip over to the feed and you'll get way more up-to-date information in terms of traffic, weather, situations, whatever, if there's a weather event. So with our solar panel, battery bank, cables, radio, and smartphone, that compromises the core. I have two optional items here that might be useful. Notice that I had in my power bank have an LED light, my radio has an LED light, and really your smartphone has an LED light too. But if you want yet another light, consider the Luminade. This is one of these inflatable diffuser lanterns, and has two LED lights. I've been using this for the last little while. It is a pretty interesting device, compact. You know, it's basically a little bit thicker than an iPhone, so you can actually pack it in here if you really wanted to. So in terms of illumination, let's say you're in a room or a basement, this has the equivalent about 5 watts, so this could illuminate a room overnight if you really needed to, or you need to go outside, you need a nice light lantern. This can probably do the job. So Luminate Pack Lite 16. No, this is your satellite communication. This is our InReach Explorer. Two-way text, two-way email, one-way Twitter, one-way Facebook. So at least you can get messages out to those who are keeping track of you. When you do send a message, it will ping your location. So if you have family members that want to know where you are, at least you can send them a 160 character message, ping your GPS coordinates, have them, you know, feel safe or know more where you are. And also this thing will now grab a weather forecast. So if you're not anywhere on the grid where you can get a cell phone reception, at least you can get some weather, or at least you can communicate two-way via text or email from this. So this could be an optional gear for you there. So let me know what you think about this emergency communication kit. Put down in the comments what you think, what other brands, what are the products, how you would set this up, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Of course, the instructions, basically how you put on the hat. You basically, if you can read the label, you put it on. You also have your neck strap and your chin strap here, and the little side pocket that you